Hey again, YouTube, Nutjob with Machete back with another knife review for you. Now, I mentioned the knife manufacturer that I'm about to show you in some of the other reviews you might have seen, but I think I called them Lion's knives or Lion's Head knives, and I'll explain why I called them that in just a moment. But what I'm going to review is this thing. It's a fairly big folder, not huge, but fairly beefy folder. This is the SR633A. Picked it up off GearBest, and this thing's actually pretty cool. I gotta admit, I do like it. Now they give you a pouch, which is kind of cool. Knife fits right inside, and you can just attach the pouch to your belt using the belt loop. There. Using the belt loop. That's an added bonus in Canada because all of our weapons laws and knife laws are all based upon the intent of the weapon, and if your knife is in a pouch, it's less likely your intent will be to use it as a weapon. So that's kind of an added bonus for Canadians. Not sure about knife laws elsewhere, but Canada. Anyways, SR633A. Why the hell was I calling it Lion's Knives? Well, let's see if I can get it in focus and not too shiny. When you see that little thing next to knives, well, it's a bit of a stylized lion's head. At least that's kind of what it looks like. This thing, there, that thing. So I looked it up, lion's head knives, SR. Because I bought it off GearBest, I was trying to find the manufacturer's website so I could double check what it was made of and all of that stuff. Well, I believe it's SR Columbia Knives. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it is. Which means it's the same manufacturer as the Sanya that I think I remember mentioning these in that review. Haven't seen that, links down below. But this thing, let's talk about this. Handles are G10. They are doubly textured here. You can see this ribbing, and then on top of that it has almost like a wood grain semi-micarta finish. On the back side, it's got that same ribbing, but it's smoother. Pocket clip, now let's show you. It is right hand tip up only, which is perfect for me because that's how I like carrying my knives. There's a flipper, but you got to give it some English. So flipper, English. You have to do it that way. There are no thumb studs. No thumb studs, but admittedly, these little lines here give you enough of a purchase you can open it with your thumb. Good solid lockup. When the blade came, it was slightly off center, as you can see. Not really a big deal. It's got two screws at the pivot point. Tighten them, pull it back towards center. It will tighten up your deployment just a little bit. It is a liner lock, and there's a little bit of an indent on one side of the handles, so it makes it easier to get access to that liner lock and close it up. When it's open, let's see if I can get that in focus, there's jimping on the back of the blade here. With that, plus this little indentation off of the handle, it gives you a really great purchase for putting your thumb. Power cuts, carving, anything like that, really great purchase. This thing would probably be a decent folding skinner even. And in fact, Dr. Dan Alessi, you remember Dan from the prior review? He mentioned that he might pick one of these up as a skinner. So me, well, I took this with me across Canada, and I wish I was joking, but I drove across Canada to see my dad because Dad's sick. Let's just go with that, and you know, those of you who know me know what's going on. Anyways, took this across Canada, tried it in both the pouch and in my pocket in the car. Found the pouch was actually more comfortable in the car because this thing's fairly big and it digs in. I stopped off at the farm on the way back and used it out there a little bit. And this thing, in both urban tasks, you know, opening letters, actually cutting up meat, stuff like that, when we were out at the farm in Manitoba, different farm, I used it out there too, just jabbing it into pieces of wood, prying with it just to see, how good it was. And this thing actually held up pretty well. At the farm in Saskatchewan, which is the one I call the farm, I needed to hang up a target to sight in my rifle, and there were some branches in the way. Not very big, size of my thumb, maybe a little bit thicker, maybe 2 fingers, and just took those branches off right away. They were green, admittedly, but took them off right away. What about other uses? Say, self-defense related, tactical related? Well, I did a pork test, because I'm crazy, and let's go view that, and we'll come back and talk about this.
Huge, deep belly slash on the frozen part of the pork.
So the pork test, with this thing, with its overall design. Now, if I remember correctly, the blade's something like, specs will be below, but the blade's around 10 centimeters, which is just about 4 inches. I think it's 9.8 centimeters and it's under 4 inches. But it's got this beautiful slicing belly and a wicked point. There's no swedge on the back, so it is all edge, basically. But you saw in the penetration, there's not really any resistance when you stab with it. And the slash is kind of disturbing. Now again, after all of the tests, this is how sharp the knife came out. That was me. Still pretty damn sharp. Now the steel, sorry, hiccup there. The steel is 4CR13 MOV. That I was able to actually double check. That and that the handles are G10 and the frame is an aluminum frame construction. The clip is steel. Now the clip is actually pretty damn strong. So if you've got thicker pants, wearing corduroys or something like that, or dress pants, thick jeans, this is going to be a little bit harder to put into your pocket, but not by much. You'll be able to pull it out and deploy it easily. Just remember that little bit of English, because... But I mean, overall, this thing is pretty sick. It's a great slicer. Absolutely fantastic slicer. If you were using this around the office, packages, envelopes, everything like that will probably scream in fear as you're approaching them with this. Of course, your coworkers might too. But yeah, the SR633A, I'll put a link down below where you can pick it up from GearBest. I really do like this thing. It's one of the bigger knives that I've got. I don't usually have folders that are this big, but this is really, really nice knife. So I decided to go for it. Price point was pretty reasonable. You know what? I've actually got a fact sheet here. And okay, so when I pulled this off today, it was $16.95 Canadian, sorry. So that might vary. It could go on flash sale, or if this is considered an outdoor knife, maybe the outdoor coupons and promo codes that you sometimes get will apply. But yeah, really rather nice knife for cheap price. Yes, it's made in China, but it is surprisingly handy and has held up across Canada at least once. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for watching this review. If you like videos like this, feel free to click like. You know, you can always subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and you can always share this video as much as you want if you want your friends to get you one of these for your birthday or anything else. And until next time, guys, I'm Not Job with a Machete with a pretty damn cool knife. Stay sharp.